Hello students, I hope you and your family are doing good. This is Sandeep Asi and I welcome everyone once again. I am also hoping you must have revised previous chapter, that is business environment. So without wasting much time, let's start with the next chapter, that is planning. What the planning is? In simple words, it can be defined as bridges the gap between where we are and where we want to reach. And where we want to reach. So planning bridges the gap between in these two. Where we are and where we want to reach. It can be said that it is thinking in advance what to do and how to do it. It is also known as the essence of planning, what to do and how to be done. And so the definition of planning is setting objectives and targets and developing appropriate course of action to achieve them. So definition is also mentioned here. Planning is setting the objectives for the given period, formulating various alternative course of action to achieve them, and then selecting the best possible alternative from the various alternatives which are available. This is defined as planning. By keeping this definition in mind, we'll discuss what are the steps in planning. When we discuss about the steps of planning, the first step in the planning is setting the objective. Every organization must have certain objectives because objectives specifies that what the organization want to achieve, like increase in sale by 10%. This is my objective. With objective, I will be having a target that what I want to achieve. If there is no objective, I cannot achieve without setting the objective. So I must be having certain objectives what I want to achieve. It is important to know that objectives are normally set by top management. So they are the people who set the objective. Like, I hope this point is clear. So every organization must have certain objectives, and objectives are the goals which the organization want to achieve, and these are set up by the top management. After setting the objectives, the next point is to develop the premises. One thing which is important, that planning is concerned with future, which is always uncertain. Therefore, a manager is required to make certain assumptions about the future. And these assumptions are planning premises. So what are the assumptions means? Assumptions means setting the premises. So these assumptions are the based, right, on the which the premises are set up. Assumptions are made in the form of forecast. Assumptions are made in the form of forecast, right? And forecast can be made like, I'm making the forecast about the demand for a particular product. I'm making the forecast about the government policy changes or the tax rate changes or the interest rate, right? So I'm making certain assumptions that if the government tax rates will change, what I will do. If the government policy will change, what I will do. If the demand for particular product will change, what I will do. So we can say that accurate forecasts are the base for the successful planning. So assumptions are based on forecast and forecast should be correctly made in order to be successful in the planning. This is the second step. Setting objective is the first one, developing premises in the second one. The third step of the planning is identifying the alternate course of action. There are different possible ways to perform the particular step or task, right? And performing the work with the different ways are known as the alternative course of action. It is important, if project is important or costly, if project is very important or it is costly, more alternate course of action should be developed. Course of action should be developed for doing a particular task, right? After identify the alternate course of action, you should try to evaluate the alternative courses. You should try to identify the positive and negative aspect of that. The positive and negative aspect of every alternative, right? So, like, if I'm doing the work by using the capital intensive or applying the more machinery, the work may be faster. It is the positive aspect. But it is more costly. This is the negative aspect of it. So you should try to evaluate the alternative course of action. What are the positive aspects of it and what are the negative aspects of it? After evaluating it, you should try to select an alternative. The best plan need to be adopted and implemented. And it is important that the ideal plan would be most feasible, profitable, with the least negative consequences. So on the basis of that, you will select the alternative that it should be more feasible, more profitable, with least negative effect, right? The sixth one is, now you will implement the plan. Whatever you have selected, you will implement it. So what is implementing the plan? It means doing what is required. Doing what is required. If there is a plan to increase the production, then the more labor or the more machinery need to be hired. So implementing the plan is doing what is to be required, what need to be done. At last, you should try to follow up. What is follow up action? You should try to monitor the plan, because if you will not monitor, you will not be able to see what we have planned, that is achieved or not. So these are the certain steps in planning. What are those steps? The steps are setting the objectives, develop the premises, which is developing the assumptions on the basis of forecast. Third one, identify alternate course of action for doing the work. Fourth one, you need to evaluate the alternative courses. Fifth one, select an alternative. Sixth one, implement the action or plan. And the last one, follow up action is required. So these are the steps of planning. After discussing the steps of planning, the next topic for discussion is, what are the features of planning? The first feature of planning is, planning focuses on achieving objectives. Because planning is purposeful. Planning is purposeful. There is certain purpose behind planning. And what is that purpose? To achieve the certain predetermined goals. Achieve certain predetermined goals. Right? So first feature is planning focuses on achieving the goals. Second feature is planning is primary function of the management. Why is the primary function of the management? Because planning precedes all the functions. Planning precedes all other functions. There are 5 basic functions of the management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. And these are the certain chapters of this particular book. And planning is the first function. So this is, and you can say that it provides the base to all other functions. So planning is primary function because it is the first function and it provides the base to the all other functions. This is the second feature. The third feature is planning is futuristic. It involves looking ahead and preparing for the future. Like sale forecasting is done, and on the basis of sale forecasting, the future annual plan for the production and sales are prepared. So it is not for the current, it is for future. So planning is to look ahead, which is based on forecasting. It is not done for today, it is done for future. Right? Planning is pervasive. What the pervasive means, it requires at all level of management. We have discussed that there are 3 levels of the management: top level, middle level, lower level. Planning is all pervasive. It requires at all level of management, whether it is top level, middle level, or lower level. What the top level do? Top management, they undertakes the planning for the whole organization. Middle management does it for the departmental planning. And the lower level, they do planning for the day-to-day activity. So planning is all pervasive. It is required for the all level of management and is required for all type of organization, whether it is profitable or charitable. So planning is all pervasive. It doesn't matter whether the planning is done for the short term or long term. Plan is done for the lower level or by the upper level. Plan is done by the profitable organization or the charitable organization. At all type of organization, planning is required. The next feature is planning involves decision making. How it involves decision making? Because as you can recall, we discussed that selecting the best alternative among the different alternatives. Selecting the best alternative among the different alternatives which are available. That is the part of planning only. So planning involves decision making. Right? Next one. Planning is a continuous activity. No doubt, the plans are prepared for the specific time period. Maybe it's for a month, maybe it's for the quarter. But at the end of that period, the new plans are drawn. So planning is not done for the single period. Once the previous plans are achieved, new plans are drawn. Hence, we can say that the planning is continuous activity. And the last one, the last feature is planning is a mental exercise. Because it is an intellectual activity. Which requires application of mind, which involves foresightness. it needs imagination, it needs sound judgment. So, it is the intellectual activity of thinking rather than doing, because planning determines the actions to be taken. So, it is a mental exercise. So, these are the certain features of planning. What are those features? Planning focuses on achieving the objectives. Planning is primary function. Planning is futuristic. Planning is all pervasive. Planning involves decision making. Planning is continuous activity, and planning is the mental exercise. So after the features of management, we'll discuss about what are the importances of planning. Very simple. You might have seen that these importances are based on the features of plan, right? There is one famous quote: failing to plan is failing to fail. So if you don't plan, you will fail, right? So on the basis of this quote, now we are starting with the importances of planning. The first importance is planning provides direction. By stating in advance how work is to be done, planning provides direction to action. If there is no planning, employee would not be working in different direction, and organization would not be able to achieve the desired goals. So we can say that planning provides the direction. Without planning, employee will be directionless. So they tell in advance how work is to be done, and on the basis of that, the directions to actions can be given. So it provides direction. The second importance, planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. We know that planning does not eliminate changes, but it anticipates them so that managerial responses to them can be developed. So we can reduce the risk of uncertainty. No doubt, we cannot eliminate the risk. But yes, if we have planned for the uncertainty, we can reduce it. So this is the second importance of the planning, that plan reduce the risk. The third importance of planning. Planning facilitate decision making. As we discussed, selecting the best alternative among the course of action, which involve decision making. So planning helps in the decision making by doing that. So planning involves setting the targets and predicting the future conditions, thus helps in the taking the rational decisions. Planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activity. It helps in avoiding a confusions and misunderstanding. Avoiding confusion and misunderstanding. How it helps in avoiding the confusion and misunderstanding? By coordination of the activities. Right? The next importance is planning promotes innovative idea. Why so? Because planning guides all future actions leading to the growth and prosperity of the business. And the last importance of the planning is planning establish standards for controlling. A comparison of the actual performance with the standard performance helps the manager in identifying the deviations and to take the corrective action. So planning establishes the standard for controlling. So these are the 6 importances of planning. Planning provides direction. Planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Planning facilitates decision making. Planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. Planning promotes innovative ideas, and planning establishes standard for controlling. After doing that, we'll move toward the next topic, that is limitations of planning, which is very important. What are the limitations of planning? Before starting the limitations of planning, the first and the most important line I want to discuss with you: planning might fail in spite of the best efforts of the management, because there are many factors for that. And what are those factors? We are going to discuss here in following points. The first point is planning leads to rigidity. Once a well-defined plan is drawn up, it then decides the future course of action, and manager may not change it. So this creates a rigidity, because once the plan is set, the manager does not want to change it. We know that the circumstances may change, and if the circumstances change, if circumstances change, then a predetermined plan may fail. But once the plan is set, it is direction given to the manager that you cannot change it. So planning leads to rigidity, and because of that rigidity, with a change in the circumstances, the plan may fail. The next one, planning reduced creativity. We know that top level management, they set the plan, and the middle level management, they have to follow it. So who follows it? Middle level management need to follow the plan, and the directions are given to them. You cannot change the plan. Now if the manager or the lower level manager or the middle level manager, they are aware of it that they cannot change the plan, they never come up with the new ways to do the work which may be effective, and because of that, it reduces the creativity of the management, or it reduces the creativity of the lower level management. So planning reduces the creativity. The next limitation of the planning is time consuming process, because for the detailed plan, it requires the calculation to ascertain the facts and figures. What do you need to require? You need to calculate the facts and figures of past. When you study the facts and figures of past, on the basis of that, you set new plans. And certain times it is a very time consuming process, and because of that, what happened, maybe it take more time, and we are fail in taking the decisions on time. So it is a time consuming process. The fourth thing, planning involves huge cost. There are many expenses which need to be bear while making the plans, like expenses on boardroom meetings, discussion with the professional experts, and preliminary investigations to find out the feasibility and viability of the plan. So we have to do number of activities, and to carry out different type of activity, different type of activities includes huge cost. And sometimes what happen, these costs are higher than the profit which derived out of it. So it become costly for the business to plan. The next the next limitation is planning does not guarantee success. Why planning does not guarantee success? Because the managers have tendency to rely on a previous tried and tested successful plans. However, it is not always true that a plan which was working in the previous conditions may work again in the current condition. There are so many other unknown factors which need to be considered during the current conditions. So planning does not guarantee success because the plan which was successful earlier may fail during current conditions, and there are many factors which need to be considered, so it does not always guarantee success. It is the another limitation of the planning. And the last limitation of the planning is planning may not work in the dynamic environment. We know that there are two types of environment, internal and external. What are those external environment? Five things: political environment, economic environment, social environment, technological environment, and legal environment. And these environment factors may change. Political, economic, social, and technological factors may change. And these are certain factors for which you cannot plan. You can eliminate, you can reduce the risk, but you cannot eliminate the risk. So on the basis of that, I am saying in the dynamic environment the planning may not be successful because in the dynamic environment there are many factors which may change, and because of the changing of these factors may the planning fail. So the planning may fail in certain conditions. So we discussed what are the limitations of the planning. There are certain limitations of the planning. What are those limitations? Planning leads to rigidity. Planning reduces creativity. Planning is time consuming. Planning involves huge cost. Planning does not guarantee success. And the last one, planning may not work in the dynamic environment. Right? Please revise this content thoroughly after viewing this link and study it from your notebooks as well as from your textbooks. Thank you everyone. Stay safe. Take care of yourself.